Each of us would like to experience happiness. There are many different ways to pursue happiness. Some of those ways work, some of those ways don't. I'd like to introduce you to the meaningful happiness cycle. In our developmental years, most of us are taught to approach happiness in terms of what would make you happy? What do you want to do? What do you feel like doing? What are you in the mood to do? Theoretically, these are supposed to bring happiness, but we have discovered that those things usually bring more selfishness, more self-centeredness, and while they might bring fun, entertainment, and short-term stimulation or enthusiasm, they don't really bring what would be considered meaningful happiness. If we didn't have the scriptures, we may have never found the true secret of happiness, because it's a paradox. It seems backwards, it seems upside down. According to the New Testament and other scriptures, it looks like in order for us to experience happiness, we must focus our attention on observing and discovering other people's needs, things that would bring happiness and value to their lives, and act upon those in order to experience happiness ourselves. So it starts by either directly asking or by observation, looking at one person, a group of people, even possibly people you have not even met yet, and asking the question over and over again, what do you need? What would make your life better? You really have to pay attention to and listen to people in order to actually hear this answer, and often it comes with inspiration, revelation. Then we get to the fun part. At least this is a fun part for me, where you start to imagine, contemplate, consider, dream up solutions to the needs of other people. The mistake I see many make is they stay within the realm of whether or not I could do that by myself. Instead of thinking in terms of a big picture where you can combine the skills of other people and a lot of assistance from God, our imagination usually stops at the point of, well, I don't know if I could do that. So dream big as you think of meeting the needs of other people. Be a little bit unrealistic. Think about Moses getting the Israelites out of Egypt. That was definitely a task in over his head, but his creativity and his confidence and combining his skills with God were able to pull off a pretty amazing miracle. The ideas you start to come up with are the beginning of what we call passion projects. Now we start to do some of the fun brain work. Start by listing out what you have, your resources, your ideas, your creativity, your skills, your gifts from God, your superpowers that could play a role in making this passion project, this miracle happen. You're going to notice that that's not enough. Have two other categories. A list of things you're going to need from other people, their skills and superpowers and time, and then a list of what God is going to have to bring to the table. These are things that you're pretty sure no human's going to bring. This often includes money, genius level ideas. So you want to make sure you start listing things under each of the three categories. Once you have your lists made, you start to attack your lists. Start planning ways to get the stuff done you need to do that's on the list. Start seeking out and building relationships with others who may need to fill the list of things that involve other people. And of course, start praying for the part that relies on God. If you haven't noticed, we've just finished the discover phase that President Nilsson talks about. This is the planning phase and the action phase. This is where you plan out specifics and you act upon them. So you start doing what is on your list, you start seeking out people that can do the other pieces, and you start praying to have God play his role. Now, I must admit, on a selfish level, this is my favorite part. Once I discovered what it felt like to experience edification, which is, by the way, a happiness that is better than happiness, at the same time that the person or people I've been trying to serve experience edification and happiness, that mixture, which is described in Doctrine and Covenants section 50, is absolutely glorious. It is deep, it is thorough, it swarms your body. You get to watch it in someone else. It's an experience you're going to want more of and more of and more of. Now you have experienced the meaningful happiness cycle. Now you've discovered how to find a need and fill a need. And I'm telling you, once you have this experience, you're going to want to have it over and over and over again. So just follow the cycle, follow the circle. When you feel any degree of boredom or loss of meaning, or asking questions like, who am I and where do I fit in this world? Start asking people, start looking around you. What do you need? Sometimes it's small and simple, just need the dishwasher emptied. Sometimes it's big, or an entire program that takes 15 to 20 years to develop is the size of the project. By small and simple things are great things brought to pass. So please, please, start your participation in passion projects by asking people and observing what they need.